Die. Hello, and welcome to JabberJaw. I'm your host, Jessica Dawson-Collier, and with me, as always, is Tyson Wheeler-Dynas and Matthew David Smith. Guys, welcome.
Hey, thank you.
I'm doing the shocker for
See everyone.
The
That is the shocker.
I was just thinking about 2002 just a second.
I was gonna say it's like 2002 pop culture references right there.
Tice, do you want to explain that for the YouTube viewers?
The shocker, it's a reference to a song called "Shocker in Gloomtown" by
okay.
Voices. It's very good. Anyway,
yes. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Is that true?
No,
learned a lot.
It's a good song. I highly recommend it. Shocker and Gloomtown.
All right. Yeah, we'll check it out.
Good.
How's it been going, guys? Smith, you're alive.
Yay!
A little older, a little wiser. Yes, thank you.
So did I hear that correctly? Did you throw up during your haircut? Is that real?
This is wow. You're throwing, but it's good. It's good content, Tyson. And I am not one to shy away from good content. So I was about mid haircut, and I felt something not right. And it wasn't just I have not had like a haircut, so I haven't like actually completely determined this is not the effect of cutting off like 3 months worth of hair because I haven't had like a haircut in a long time, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't that. But about midway through my haircut, I just felt like I needed to vomit, and so I politely asked my stylist if I could go to the bathroom, and I'm not really sure what options you're given there. When a client asks you if they can go to the bathroom mid haircut, but you let them. That's the correct answer. And I went into the restroom and sure scared some other clients out of the building during the process. But I returned, got the haircut, and then I just had some kind of really crappy stomach flu thing for about 36 hours. That was just awful. And had a lot of time reflecting. It's kind of like the first 8 minutes of Apocalypse Now when Martin Sheen's just kind of sweating. That's kind of the way. I'm sure it didn't look nearly as cool, but that's the way it felt to me. So I hope that's the image that you have as the first 8 minutes of Apocalypse Now with my health crisis.
Is that the movie? Is that the movie? Is where he's like, I'm in Vomit Town. I can't believe I'm still in fucking Vomit Town.
Sweating and throwing him. Yeah, he's just throwing himself around the room, and it was great fun. It was a lot of fever dreams, which I always enjoy.
Yay,
those are things that you can't really just recreate. And so I had a weird. I told Kathy I had a weird dream about going on like vacation with one of my old bosses who I hated, a circumstance, and I just
wow.
It's like your brain needs to throw that shit at you sometimes, and severe dehydration, I guess, is the way we get there. So it was feeling better now. That's the good thing, and did not kill me, so that was good news.
Excellent. We're happy for that.
Thank you for the supports. But. Yeah, so I don't know.
Sorry, buddy.
Feeling okay now?
We got updates from Matt, and all of them were funny, but they were sad.
They sounded awful. Yeah, actually. What was your update on your birthday yesterday? By the way, happy belated birthday!
Oh, thank you. I'm liking 45. I'm only a day in. That things can change, but I like sort of nice, even, rounded numbers. And so I like the 15,
Same.
20, 25, 30. Yeah, I like the 45. I like it. So it's feeling like a comfort. It feels like an age that I fit in. I'm 44, which is always awkward. But I think 45, I'm going to do it right.
Yeah, I think I remember feeling that. I don't know. I'm 56 now, so it's hard to remember. But I do remember liking 45. Yeah.
Can you remember
I will say though, one thing that happened earlier, and this happened about a year and a half ago, but I actually did forget how old I was once. The first time somebody did that, I was like, oh my God, how could you do that? And I think they were around 40. And that's about the age where you sort of mentally don't maybe want to address it every day.
So I think honestly, gun to head, I could not tell you how old I am right now. I'd have to do the math, I'm not even joking. Like I just don't. Until I'm 50, then I'll reset my clock in my head. I'm somewhere between 46 and 48. One of those two. I'm not sure.
I feel like Lita's screaming your age right now, Tice, listening to that.
Nah, she doesn't know either. None of us know. We have to all get
None of us know.
We all get our birth certificates out and do the math. It's fun.
Smith, I have a question about your birthday. Did you get cake and/or Arby's?
One of the two. I did not get cake. However, I was like a little under the weather, so we did get Arby's though, and so that was like that just sounded. That was the one thing that sounded good, and a funny. Well, it's not really funny. It's kind of just sad in the economy. But no, the Arby's are Arby's, right? Like it's always one. You lose your own Wendy's or your own whatever. Like it's yours, right? Like you build a rapport there.
That's right. You build it. You build it.
Make friends.
It's a level of trust.
It's an understanding. Let's call it an understanding. But yeah, we went to the Arby's that we always go to, and like this Arby's had been suffering for a while. I think the last 3 times that I've gone, like one time, literally there was one person running the entire store. Like one person.
I have seen that. That is the saddest thing, right? Isn't it? Just like
it was, and it was awful. And I was laying, and it took 10 minutes, and it was fine because sometimes it takes 10 minutes, and I wasn't that far. But it was just like every time it just got progressively worse. Like menu items were just X'd out with red paint on the menu, and just yes. We no longer have your chicken salad sandwich, and things just got, ultimately just dwindled down to the cheese sauce. And I think they closed. So we went, and all the signs were down, and we're like, oh crap! And there were other people in the lot. It was almost funny seeing people visit the Arby's wanting to go there that had just recently closed. So,
so none of you guys knew. You just went, and then you were like, no one seems to be here. So
right, sorry. So we went to the one down the street, which is probably nicer, I guess. I don't know. We got sandwiches, and that was the important thing, I guess. But as a complete aside, I think Kathy and I were just talking about this week, but fast food has gotten terrible. Have you guys noticed this? It has gotten horrible everywhere. Just to the point where I don't want to go eat fast because it's neither. It's like a bad 80s, bit, but it's but it's gotten awful. It just is. It's terrible. Yeah. I don't know. What's up with that?
Fast food.
What's up with that?
What's up with that? It's not fast. It's not food. It's nothing.
I mean, what's up with that?
What is it? I remember, so there's a Taco Bell that's about a mile away from our apartment here in Lafayette. And for the longest time, same situation, Smith, they had maybe 1 or 2 people working it. And they had special hours. Literally they would close on a Saturday at 8 p.m. It was just bad. So we tried to time it so that we could get DoorDash right away. First time we did it, I shit you not, all of the crunchy taco supremes I ordered crushed. It was like somebody put their fist through the back. I'm like, I'm done. Fuck it. But I'm happy to say they actually hired some more employees, and it's doing just fine. So
that's good. That's good. It's good to see that your Taco Bell has recovered. Yeah.
There's hope. There's hope for you.
There's hope. So
we'll
see.
Our little Taco Bell that we go to has the video screens. So they program things. They program things in you can't get a. What do they call them? Mexican pizza, you can't, blah, blah.
Oh, that's
and they just tell you all the stuff, right? And and then you're right, Matt. The other ones are somebody will come out and put a piece of electrical tape over the thing, on the thing and be like, we can't get this, just sad, I mean, it's.
We were on a road trip a couple weeks ago, and I think going up to Ann Arbor, we were at some Wendy's, and I have no patience. I just don't. I just it's gotten worse in my elder age too. Now that I'm in
45,
another even. Oh, it's just that's the thing, right? It doesn't just increase exponent. It just increases to that next 5 gap, and so it's kind of sorry. I was the person in line. There's one guy behind me, and then I see literally like somebody come out and put like yellow cones behind the car behind me, like, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm trapped. Like, I'm literally trapped.
Yes.
I cannot leave. This gentleman cannot leave.
Political prisoner.
Yeah.
I was, and like, they had like a 2 like Dave singles for $6, and I was kind of genuinely excited about that, provided they forgot the mayonnaise, and it didn't happen. And so it's just, it's the simple things in life that I think that we're just escaping us, and we're letting go of, like,
We have to that end, we have a McDonald's that is close to here, and ordering McDonald's and off-peak hours is just a nightmare, right? Like, you're just going to get
Yeah.
something that's been, sitting around for a while.
Big time.
A
Yeah.
lot. And then if you say,
Yeah.
can I get like some fresh fries or something, they'll throw in the old fries in the fryer, and then they'll double fry them, and it's amazingly bad. Anyway, we have this nice place here. And so this is our trick. So we go in. I go in. Beth doesn't do any of this shit. I go in and I drive through the drive-thru and I say, okay, here's what I want. Okay, no salt on the fries, right? So it makes them make new fries, right? Because
Oh, okay.
so you have to get fresh fries. But then the second thing I do is if I have a situation like that, I get fresh chicken nuggets. I get a 10-piece fresh chicken nuggets.
Uh-huh.
Always works pretty well, except on Saturdays where they turn off the screen. If you go to McDonald's, you see a screen, and it's like, okay, here's your order being built. You ask for it, they show you what's happening,
Right.
and then they go, is everything okay on the screen? And you go, yeah, no, well, light ice on that Diet Coke, but whatever, yeah, it's fine. And on Saturdays when I go to our place, the lady won't turn the screen on. She won't turn the thing. She doesn't ask. So this has happened 2 Saturdays concurrently, not in a row, but anyway, we do get, fresh fries, but anything else is like, so, and wrong drinks and whatever, and I'm like, I was here yesterday. That sign worked yesterday, and she's like, I don't know. I wasn't here yesterday. Fair enough. Okay. I know they're messing with me. So I get the ticket, right? And I look at the ticket and I'm like, this ticket isn't exactly what I asked you. And no one ever like calls a drive-through person out on this shit except me, because I have a subscription to Consumer Reports because I'm of an age. And so I'm like, that's not what I ordered. I'm like, and she's like, well, I told them to make the nuggets fresh. I'm like, but you didn't indicate it on the ticket, which means that you would have to go back and ask them. If you would have just put it on the ticket, they would have done it. And she's like, I did it, sir. 5 minutes later, I got fucking 2.5-year-old nuggets and whatever. I mean, it's just, anyway, you're right. It's ugh. Sorry.
I mean, you get what you get when you're in a fucking drive-through
I know,
to a certain extent, right?
I know, but at the same time, I'm paying a therapist $200 an hour to listen to me complain about this. I mean, I could just fix it by going to a different McDonald's. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, you're trying to make the world a better place. You want to fix your McDonald's. I think that's hopeful.
Yeah.
I do too.
I don't know.
Make Tyson's McDonald's great again, everybody.
That's right.
Okay, well, one more question while we're talking about fast food. Has everything about Wendy's gone downhill in the last 5 years?
I would agree with that.
What happened?
Yes.
Like, their chicken
I don't know.
sandwiches suck. Their burgers
Right?
suck.
The spicy chicken sandwich is trash.
It is.
Sorry, bro. My brother loves their spicy chicken sandwiches. It's a love thing.
It used to be.
It's not the same.
It used to be better. Like, and
Yeah.
same with their burgers and everything. It used to be better.
Totally.
So
Yeah.
my hands to God, my favorite fast food sandwich of all time
Got into this.
was.
Yes, I like that guy.
Why not? He's not doing anything fucking else. The Wendy's grilled chicken sandwich is like my holy. I love that thing. I loved it, and it's awful now, and it's like $8.
Yeah,
like
that's the other thing.
Right, it was because I love. And the other day I ordered one, and I got like that, and I think I got like a soda, and it was like $11. And it was terrible. Like, and I was like, this is It's not like people are gonna like. It can't just be us. Like people are gonna. So I'm really curious to see. I think we're gonna see a major fast food collapse in the next 4 to 70 years.
Small range.
People are like, it's gonna be like this force of like laziness and like how much shit will I put
Big
up
time.
with, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
this continual push. And and I'm gonna probably still keep trying. So that's
Same.
Well, what
I will too.
I will say, that McDonald's that I go to Monday through Friday, all day, excellent. Saturday
Yeah.
sucks. But I mean, that's just them asking them to make something fresh. At Wendy's, they make it fresh. It still sucks. There's the Wendy's in Hayes. There used to be. I used to go there every night after I worked at this call center. I got off at midnight. I'd go there.
Uh-huh.
They would give me a double bacon or a double cheeseburger that was so drenched in I'm going to call it juice, but it's grease, and it was amazing. Like that
Yeah.
Wendy's was famous for having very hot sandwiches.
They were
Yeah,
actually
it
they
was.
were actually studied. That whoever the manager was, I think this is like early 90s, early 2000s, something like
Yeah,
whoever
it was
ran that.
it was early mid 2000. Yeah.
They actually came down and studied at Wendy's because it was so
Whoa.
freaking good. Yes, and apparently that didn't go anywhere. But it was, but that
No,
Wendy's,
it did
like,
not.
I've always described that Wendy's as clairvoyant because it was so goddamn fast.
It was the
Like,
best. Yeah.
It was
it was
amazing.
amazingly fast.
Yeah,
And
it
so
was like
kudos to that.
it was like they had precogs working. They were like, okay, we're just gonna get this
Was.
going because that car's red, and I know they're gonna want a fucking spicy chicken sandwich. So
Right.
I mean,
Sure.
it
Yeah.
was amazing, and I would eat that juicy, greasy thing on the way back to Waukene. Anyway, gross.
Save something for your therapist, Tyson.
Yeah.
Just a little something.
She's so mad at me because I won't shut up about Rocky and Bullwinkle, as you guys know. Anyway, so
Oh my God, Ty.
At least she
Poor
gets paid
woman.
for it.
Can Smith and I write her a letter?
yeah, you
It's
can.
fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Commiserate
I
with
think,
it. No,
I think
it's-
she started a Kickstarter for herself.
That's
It's fine.
hilarious. Oh. Mm. Wow.
Oh,
Mm,
what
I
a
like
sweet lady.
Yes, what a sweet lady.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. When she talks,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm bummed about all of it.
I mean,
'Cause
when
I-
she, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was just going to talk about my favorite Taco Bell, which was actually right next to the old Wendy's on Vine Street in Hayes when they finally got a Taco Bell.
Yes, yeah.
I hit that shit every day after Taco Shop, which was hilarious. And they knew me by my name after a couple months. They're like, "Hey, Jess, you want a number 5 with a Dr. Pepper?" Fuck yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Got it great every time. That lasted maybe a year.
Yeah.
We actually used to go to, I don't know if you guys remember that, Tyson might, but like when they used to have a Taco Bell in the Union.
Oh yeah,
before they actually had a standalone Taco Bell.
Well, no, it wasn't in the Union. It was in the
basement of the Union. Or
no,
Weast.
it was in the
Weast.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
It
Yeah,
was,
sorry.
it was in the
Weast.
dormitory. It was yeah.
It was in Weast?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was in
When
the
was
basement.
this?
well,
shit.
94 for sure, because that's when I was a
Yeah.
freshman.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
Weast for the listeners is not Weast. Was it Weast? It was it was basically like this Soviet era prison block style housing for
Literally, when I hear the word Weast, I can smell the piss from
Yes,
this
that's,
place. Yeah.
you've got the right place.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole place smelled like socks and piss, and
It did.
and you
In
could
socks, yeah.
and you could hear Knight Rider reruns playing 24/7 somehow through the halls. It was weird, but anyway.
Yeah, but yeah, they had a Taco Bell in the basement, and but I also remember they had a video jukebox where you could put like a dollar in, and you could
That's pretty
watch
sweet.
4 music videos for $1, and so we could kill hours in that place, much to their amusement, I'm sure. But yeah.
Did you know? Sorry, not to. Okay, let's finish this, but remind me about that video game or the video machine because I found out something amazing this week. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh,
No, that's
wow.
all I had. So if you want to talk about the video,
Yeah, let's
machine,
talk about it.
Okay,
That's
so
it.
there
for
was
me
this
too.
thing. There was this thing. It wasn't called rotoscope. I can't remember what it was called, but basically in the '60s, they built this machine, and you could buy these 16 millimeter films that were basically like the precursor to music videos, and you could load up 50 or 60 of them in the machine. It would run the film in the machine and
Really?
project it on an internal screen built into the thing. So it was the precursor to music video. So a bunch of
What?
stuff like Girl from Ipanema, what you would expect from like late 60s to early mid
Okay.
70s. Yeah, and these machines, like I was looking around trying to find some 16 millimeter film. Don't ask why. Um, films. Sorry, and I came across this thing, and they still have a few of these things, and they're like 15, 25 grand, but they still work. And I've seen the insides of them. They're just
Mhm.
spools of film, just lined up in a row, kind of like how you would see a record like in at a jukebox.
Sure. Yeah.
You know,
Right.
Yeah.
except they would just be loaded, and then they would, if you paid the quarter, right, and selected, I want to see Girl from Ipanema, by, let's just say, Haley Mills. I don't know, just guessing here. And then it would play the thing.
Love Pollyanna.
It would,
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
it would play the thing.
Every guy does. It's a thing.
Play the thing. Oh, my mom loves Haley Mills.
Jonas would leave me for her tomorrow. Seriously.
Anyway, it would play the thing, and then it would rewind the tape in the thing, and then keep the start of the film triggered up. So there were like all these it's really complicated. I will
Just
find
from like I will look into this because just from a mechanical perspective alone, this sounds like incredible.
it's insane. Like I was like, the guy who came up with this was easily a genius, and also like tricked a bunch of people to think this was the future of bar entertainment, right? But I mean, ultimately, what happened was what Matt's saying is what happened at the Wii Taco Bell, which is and they're everywhere now. You can just put in a quarter and be like, I want to listen to fucking 5 Catfish in the Bottle songs, and they'll just play the videos over and over again.
Yeah, people do that, don't they?
They did it at a fucking restaurant that I went to, and I was pretty. I like those guys, and I was like, "That's enough catfish in the bottle. I get it. I'm supposed to be eating like some kind of Japanese cuisine, and it's not working here." But
I will just say, because in the spirit of the discussion and fast food, do either of you remember Bionic Burger?
Oh yeah,
absolutely. And I have a fun story about that.
That's the beginning of my that's the beginning of my diabetes. But go ahead, yeah.
We've got a couple tales that. Well, the only I was going to say is when that restaurant opened, like I think it was in about 92, maybe 93. And for those who weren't born then, there's probably a lot of you.
None of our audience.
It was at the corner. It was at the corner of 27th and Hall Street, right? And Vine.
Yeah.
And Vine, and so it opened, and you would have thought, I don't know, it was like the biggest thing. Like having lived in Hayes for about 7 years at that point, it was like the biggest goddamn cultural event of the decade.
It was a huge deal.
And it was packed for like 6 months. And like, I don't even remember if it was good. It was a Wichita franchise. And so I remember like eating it in Wichita.
It was fine.
And it was like, it's hamburgers. But they used to have the individual jukeboxes at the table.
Right.
And so when we were in high school and incredibly bored, we would go in and just play tequila, over and over and over again, and just see how, because this was like pre-Logic. Like I think jukeboxes like have had Logic added to them now. Won't allow that. Like you can't torture people, right?
Yeah.
And not then, not in the 90s. And so we just would load that up with like
another reason to love the 90s. Honestly,
that's a lot of fun to have for like $5 in the 90s. That was hours of enjoyment at the displeasure of others, and we were really saving them the time. The food wasn't that good, I don't think.
Actually, it was not great. It was not great.
Yeah.
I actually have Mom's not going to care. Mom, I'm going to tell your Bionic Burger story. So this was when I was in the hospital, which was around 92. I think it was 92. Anyway, I was in the hospital for appendicitis, and I was there the entire month of June, which sucked as a kid, like a 9-year-old kid. Just want to go out and play, and I can't. My friends are swimming. They're coming by the hospital to say, how you doing? I'm like, oh, fuck my life. Anyway, Bionic Burger, like Smith was saying, was a big deal. And everybody was like going apeshit crazy about it. So I don't know who brought my mom a Bionic Burger. I think maybe it was my dad. and because she couldn't leave the hospital, obviously with me being there. And she ate it, and she was in the bathroom the entire night. And the nurses, I always laugh because they were taking more care of her that 24 hours than myself. It was great. Bionic Burger. Rest in peace.
Bionic Burger.
Yes.
I'd love to get one of our interns on, see if they're actually still around, I wonder, in Wichita at all.
Well,
agreed, yeah.
When I was a freshman in college, I hung out with a bunch of fat guys because I looked skinny compared to them, and that's not true. That's not true. I loved my fat friends, but they were the originators of fourth meal.
Fourth meal.
I mean, Taco Bell, capitalized on it years later, but these is Seth and Ryan, they were like, well, we ate at 5, so it's like 9 now. Let's go get second dinner, and I'd be like, where do you want to go? And they're like, Bionic Burger, and I'm like, why? And they're like, 35-cent cheeseburgers, just like McDonald's or whatever. And it was I don't know. I was never that impressed with it. The problem with Bionic Burger, in my mind, and the reason it didn't last, is because it was impossible to get to that store, because in its location you had to drive.
The location was shit.
You had to drive all around it to get into it. I mean,
I've always thought the ultimate irony is, where did they put the Hayes Welcome Center?
Right there.
Right there.
The absolute worst spot.
I think they
got Way to go, Hayes.
I think they got a deal on it because no one else would buy it, right?
Love it.
Oh, of course they do. Yeah,
definitely. That's how that worked out.
Bionic Burger, we miss you. Come back.
Come back.
Matt, there's a really funny bit that John Mulaney does, very similar to your bit about what was the song you were playing in Bionic Burger over and over again?
Tequila.
Yeah, he does a bit, I think his first stand-up tape or whatever recording, he did the exact same thing, but he used "It's Not Unusual" by Tom Jones. And
I do. You know what? I do. I think actually he did that bit when we saw him here. But I'm gonna call rank because I'm older than.
That's right. Yeah, you did it first.
So early '90s, baby. What's that to you? Good stuff.
Oh my god! You guys want to do some headlines?
We can do some headlines.
Let's do it.
Oh, you cut out a little bit. Made me sad.
I know.
That's
parts.
All right.
Next week will be better.
All right.
We're a little rusty.
And next week we'll talk about Jessica's first experience with a bong. But let's go to headlines. So
we're talking about that next week. Why don't we talk about it this week?
You want to talk about it this week, just real fast?
Oh, sure.
Jess came to stay.
You tell it.
Okay, Jess was staying. She had a conference in Kansas City last week. Is that right? It's been a while.
Oh God, it has been a while. No, the week before last.
Week before, yeah. And so she stayed here with Beth and myself on Friday night.
Friday. Yep.
We did, and we took her to some nice restaurants, and we just hung out and just had fun. Anyway, it's legal to buy weed and all that stuff here in Missouri, so which I'm not part of. And anyway, I was like, "You want some edibles? We got some of this, blah, blah, blah." And she's like,
"It wasn't like that. It was like a whole basket full of paraphernalia." And I'm like, "Holy shit!
Yeah,
how much did you spend at the fucking weed store?"
Well,
what was it? What did Beth say? Like over $150, Tice, something like that.
Oh
no, it was like 300.
No, it was like 450. But the thing is,
all right.
But the thing is that a lot of that stuff was from the last time we were in Colorado, so it's been sitting around a little bit. Anyway,
all right, you're collecting.
Yeah, we're collecting. So anyway, Beth's like, "I want this mint," and she's like, "I don't want this mint," blah blah. And I bought her, we got her, I didn't buy her. Anyway, we try to entertain people when they come here. Matt knows this. We try to get stuff, whatever. Anyway, she wanted to smoke she didn't want to take an edible. So
I did not. No.
She did not.
I wanted to smoke.
So
I thought Tyson had a pipe.
And
lo and behold, he had a giant fucking. Well, it wasn't giant. It was a bong.
it's a regular sized bong. And the thing
Yes.
is with the bong is that I bought this bong because it's made of rubber. And I
Thank you for adding that, because
And also,
as Smith and I know,
it's
that shit would break in 2 days.
okay. Aesthetically speaking, this bong is the ugliest thing that you've ever seen.
It's
Imagine that band. What was the band that did that? Sugarfly Honey. You know, they sampled that.
Sugar Ray.
No.
Oh no.
They sampled.
You're my butterfly, sugar baby.
Who is that?
Come on, Smith.
O-Town?
Oh no, not O-Town.
Is it?
Oh
No.
it was in that movie Orange County.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You're my
lifeline. Producers.
What was the refrain, or what was the?
It
What
was
was the
like
chorus?
Sugarfly, baby, honey. You know, you're like a.
It's so.
I mean, it's
terrible,
so
you
bad I can't even remember.
Just Crazy Town.
Crazy Town.
And
Yeah.
Just like full of tattoos. Yeah. Terrible
So,
song.
this
One of the worst ever written.
This bong is the manifest of Crazy Town. It's red, yellow,
It is,
and green,
yeah.
and it has little rubber black flies molded in to the. I mean, it's gross. It's so gross.
Yeah, Smith, you gotta take a peek at it.
Oh my God.
Next time you
And
visit.
I would like to say that I bought it, you know, as a tacky wing kind of thing, but really what happened was I just wanted something that wouldn't break, right? And that was the only one they had, and I was like, well, if you're gonna go with it, it might as well be the ugliest thing you've ever bought. So, anyway, she never spoke through an apparatus like that before.
No,
so
I had not.
She, like everyone else, Matt, you know this, you remember, you fail the first time, you don't do it right.
Yes.
And then the second time, you know,
totally botched it.
Second time, you know, with a little coaching, then it hits you, and then the coughing starts. And I don't know what I was expecting, but she wasn't ready for it.
God, no, it was a huge hit. It burned my throat. And then I was like super high for dinner.
Yeah.
Which I think your wife.
Oh no,
knew.
It
was like
we all knew.
Honing in on it.
No, it was fine.
In a funny way. I'm not. Yeah, Beth was just funny about it because she kept looking at me, at least in my high brain, and I was like, "Oh shit, she knows I'm like super baked right now."
You were delightful as always. I'm just gonna say, you were delightful.
I wouldn't shut up about the tacos I was eating, Smith. It was like, it was a thing.
You never shut up about the tacos.
I mean, I was like the Micro Machine Man in my mind. It wasn't that bad.
It was funny. And I was like, "Hey, you want to play this game?" She's like, "I don't know. No, I just need to sit down and like not. I didn't need to know. I need to know." And I was like, "Okay, you know." And you know, to be fair, and then at one point,
Tyson took a bigger hit and was cool as a cucumber. I was just like, amateur hour over here.
But at one point, I said, "You know, part of the reason you're so high is because of the weed." And what I was saying in my brain, and what I was thinking was because you took a big hit. But then she and Beth both turned around like, "Isn't all the reason she's high because of the weed?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fair play to you both." But anyway, it was a delight having you here. I just want to say. Yeah.
I had a great time. You both were the hosts with the mostest. I loved it. I actually have some plugs coming up from my Kansas City adventures with Beth and Tyson.
Eat more.
The
cooter.
Buckethead is
I can't wait to
on
hear
it. Actually, by the way, yeah. Good God, and I'm sure my mother's gonna love the last 5 minutes. So sorry, Mom. Although, fun fact, my mom was a pothead back in the day, so got some funny stories about that I can whip out anytime I want, but I won't. Because I told the Bionic Burger story, and that's enough for.
I don't think I've ever said this on the podcast, but I definitely told you. Beth told you that night, and I probably told you both. But when my mom and dad were in college, her quote is, "When your father and I walked into a party and they had one of those big, huge hose pipe things, we just turned around and walked out." And so there it is. Anyway, now it helps me go to sleep. But anyway,
I was hoping you'd say that. Oh God, that's great.
Headlines. Okay. I'll go first.
Headlines
for the week. Okay. This is so dumb. This is from the Washington Post. In case involving whiskey and a dog toy, Supreme Court misses the joke. So
Oh yeah.
basically, there's this. So some dog toy company made a Jack Daniels shaped dog toy that's very similar to the Jack Daniels bottle. It's the same shape, and it says "Bad Spaniels, Tennessee Carpet." Right. This made it all the way to the Supreme Court because that is how like fucking so the legal team at Jack Daniels lost this over and over and over again, and they kept paying money to get this to go to the Supreme Court. I have no idea why. I'm not going to get into the details of it. Basically, it's the First Amendment right versus like satire. Like all this stuff. We don't have to get into it. But anyway, it was just hilarious that this is such a bee in the bonnet of the Jack Daniels people. So that's my first headline. Not much of a story. Sorry. This is a much more story. So this is from CBS News. Face slapping league turns heads as it looks to become the next major U.S. sport. Did I send this guys? Did I send you guys this?
I feel like you did.
It's been a while.
Smith, didn't he send us
I
something
might
about
have,
the face slapping, or you did?
missed it. I might have missed it during a round. So yeah, but yeah.
So cornhole
Doesn't surprise me.
That's fair.
So this is okay. So the thing is, so from the article, slap fighting is a one-on-one competition in which opponents strike each other in the face until someone submits or is knocked out. Although competitors have held unregulated matches in small venues for years, the contests received a major stamp of approval in October when Nevada Athletic Commission sanctions it as a sport. So, anyway, and then TBS showed 4 episodes of something called Power Slap. Um, Basically, so here's how it works. You just slap somebody as hard as you can, right? These are big,
Okay.
muscular men. You slap them as hard as
Yeah.
you can. They have 30.
Yes.
They have 60 seconds to recover. Blah, 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 shake off that brain damage, right? And then they just slap each other over and over and over again until somebody literally like passes out or or gives up. Now, this article, I highly recommend you guys look this up. It's on CBS Sport. Just look for face slapping league. There's a bunch of people from Denver, Kansas City. There was a match in Indianapolis. So Matt, we're going to be there in a month or so.
So they actually sell tickets to this shit?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh wow!
And then,
all right, I will never buy a ticket to that. Just saying that now.
So here's the deal: the president of the UFC has now adopted it and is championing the sport. Right?
Of course.
So, yeah, of course, right? So anyway, it has a growing fan base. The Power Slap League has more than 30 competitors, also known as strikers, which win with winners collecting between $2,000
stupid.
and $10,000 per match. Here's some of the namers: Darius the Destroyer, Matavarius of Missouri, Christopher Chris Thomas of North Dakota, Vernon the Mechanic Kathy of Kansas, and Mike Slap Jesus Smith of California. Slap Jesus.
That's my favorite.
Slap Jesus.
My favorite.
Next to my next band. Name of my next band. Anyway, it says that on TV the show averaged 275,000 viewers for the first 4 episodes. And anyway, they go on to defend it, blah blah blah, and then they talk to a sports injury guy, and he's like, "You're gonna get brain damage by doing this." So good luck. I mean, and then the guy who okayed it from the Nevada Commission of Sports. Let me see if I can find his quote exactly. I can't find it. Basically, he said it was a mistake to make this illegal in Nevada. I regret doing so. But I'm sure his new Maserati that he got paid is not regretting it. So anyway, so that is my other one, and I have one more, and it's just a headline that made me laugh. This is from Entertainment Weekly. Lionel Richie admits his, quote, all night long mojo has shortened to a fierce 15 minutes. So, anyway.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's really good.
They were discussing the 40th anniversary of his song All Night Long on The View. And that's where that came from. And those are my headlines.
Lovely.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
Smith, what do you got?
I've got a few. We're going to start off things with Kanye West. That's the little palette cleanser.
This is good.
Week.
This is
yeah. So this was a while. We've been off for a week. This was March 25th. But Kanye West said watching Jonah Hill in 21 Jump Street made him like Jewish people again. I didn't read the article because it's fucking stupid. But I kind of like. I've never thought Kanye's music was genius, but now I think he might be. I think he's hit his stride. And you guys can't even see like the accompanying photo of him just looking stupid in this article, which like helps so much.
I'll find it and I'll post it for everyone.
Yeah, it is really kind of. He just he ended his message with "Thank you, Jonah Hill, I love you." So props to Jonah Hill, and I think
way to go, Jonah.
I think Seth Rogen had some good Twitter quips this week about this and how 21 Jump Street needs to sort of span globally so the whole world can see the value of Jews. Of Jews, yes. So anyway, just
as I understand it, they're going to start showing 21 Jump Street in the Auschwitz information center. So I mean, that's fingers crossed. Okay.
Hey, Jonah heals all wounds, albeit how old. Kind of a sad one, not one, just kind of that one that I really think kind of got skipped over this week was Gordon Moore, Intel co-founder and the sort of the name behind Moore's Law, if you've ever heard of that, dies in 94. So Gordon Moore was co-founded Intel. I believe he was originally from Fairchild, if I'm not mistaken. And went on to go found Intel, which you're all probably using in some form or another, whether you like it or not.
Doing it right now.
And he was the kind of his sort of legacy, I guess, was he predicted in the early '60s that sort of integrated circuit production would half in cost every 18 months, and it was a cat and double in transistor size. And that basically held true until really just a few years ago. There's some people that kind of say it ended about 5 or 6 years. Anyway, this is boring. But smart man, dead now. There's the cat.
He was a smart guy. He was. And Moore's Law is something that was kind of legendary in the technological.
It was kind of an amazing technology prediction that held probably until about 2010. They're still kind of fudging that, but it really was the mantra at Intel is literally that was like that team's goal forever. Like that was the project plan. You've got 18 months. You're going to half the cost and double the transistors. Like that was how amazing that was, because it wasn't just a rule. It was just like that was their plan, which is kind of amazing. And so they sort of had to start fudging stuff at the end. But anyway, pretty amazing.
The guy
Marjorie,
sorry, just as a side note, the guy who created the transistor worked at Boeing in Wichita. He's the guy who created transistors.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
really?
He's a Kansas.
Huh.
Yeah. Anyway.
Woo!
I know.
Six.
Way to go.
So Marjorie Taylor Greene was on 60 Minutes this week.
I did not watch that, but I've seen a bunch of
haven't watched it yet.
Stuff. What was it like, Matt?
I have not watched the whole thing. I saw a little clip of Leslie Stahl just being disgusted with her. Yeah, no shit. But so here's the thing about this is people were outraged. I'm on the fence on this one because people were outraged that Marjorie Taylor Greene's a fucking moron and why would you have her on 60 Minutes? And I get that, but I also think these are people that you need to put in front of a camera.
Absolutely.
And
yes.
you don't need to
Any
be
chance
that
you
hard
get.
on them. And people were like, oh, it was a softball interview. It's well, you have to balance it at least somewhat smartly. If you start out screaming at her, and she did, Leslie Stahl started off the interview. Let me see if I can find the quote because I love this.
You seem to be angry, Marjorie. Is that
You see, I know it's been different, but like she literally starts off the interview. It's like, so Marjorie, people have called you a moron, an idiot, and blah blah blah, ad hominems for like 30 seconds. And what do you think about that? So and then you not get better freaking journalists. I got it 60 minutes, my guy, and like really. So anyway, I don't know, but my point is, let's let these people get on the air. Like, put them in front of a camera. Because even in the safest, even in the safest environments, they're going to run into a lamp pole and knock themselves out. So let's do it. Like, they will every time. So I don't get actually the better headline. I wasn't actually a headline was that the viewer count was 6.66 million people. No kidding on.
That's great.
Oh boy.
Which was down from 30. Because, it's 60 minutes and it's MAGA. So, and I think it was the same night as WrestleMania. So you're going to lose, 95%
decision,
off that right there. So, I don't know. I'm just saying, show up more. Encourage this activity. It's going to be enjoyable for everyone.
Yeah, get them on tape. I mean, the bigger audience that they are exposed to, the more people will be like, okay, whatever.
Absolutely. I've said this for a little bit. It's even more true now. Is Donald Trump could not sit down for a 60-minute interview. We haven't even touched that thing, but he could not sit down for a 60-minute interview. It would be impossible.
Yeah,
it would be impossible.
He'd walk out.
It would end with him. It would be impossible, and that is a position a lot of these people are putting themselves in. Is that you really cannot be a Republican legislature and sort of be pushing for where your party is going right now and not lie in an interview. It is impossible. You are lying.
Yeah.
So, happiness. All right. Let's see what else we got. Roll the old wheel of headlines. So this was kind of a nice one. That I just got paywalled on. But after 52 years of capture, orca whale Lolita may return to the Pacific. So I came by this way of my friend Steve, who had a little part in this. But anyway, Jim Irsay, who owns the Indianapolis Colts, is donating somewhere between $15 and $20 million to free, yes, that's her name, Lolita, from an aquatic park, and I think it's in Miami, Miami Seaquarium, where it's been since the mid-'70s. And it's this whole thing. It's going to take a year and a half to 2 years. Where they're going to build a mobile tank for a whale and then put that on a plane and then fly that plane to Seattle. And then this is kind of the incredible part of the story, are actually regrouping her with her original family or orca family, whatever that pod. I think pod. Which is just really kind of a cool thing that he's doing. And I love Jim Irsay. He's this kind of eccentric billionaire who just kind of does what he wants, and he's just I want to free this damn whale, and he's going to do it. And so really kind of a cool thing. And it had me thinking back, and I was like, if you're doing the math, Jim Irsay spent $20 million to free a whale. And Robert Kraft spent $20 to release himself. I bumbled that joke. I know. And I bumbled the joke at the end, and I'm terribly ashamed of myself.
To release
what are you going to do? It wasn't natural. I tried to make it fit, and it didn't work. And we're going to go from there. Last one.
I liked it, Matt.
Thank you. Didn't get the delivery. It's 90% delivery, Tyson. You know that, but thank you. And last one, if you ever need a shortcut for this podcast, just Google Elon Musk and news in Google, and you'll get something pretty stupid. Today's was, why did Elon Musk change the Twitter logo to the Dogecoin cryptocurrency?
Good question. I almost want to talk about
what this. The fuck?
Because he's a moron, and people still trust their money with him for some ungodly reason.
And as it turns out, Tesla owns Dogecoin, which is
does it really?
That's what I just read before we started.
And he's also under SEC scrutiny for pumping this stock, and he why has not somebody arrest him? I don't get it. Is it that is why? I mean, that's got to be. I'm guessing Washington is just that just
Look, I have
grossed up.
a vested interest in blockchain in general, and I can tell you right now that guy does more harm than he does good for any of that stuff.
Absolutely. Because everything that dude says gets amplified
Yeah.
100% by his own algorithm.
One of
So
our
yeah, he's
one of our friends told me that she made a killing in Dogecoin because based off of his suggestions, and I'm like, a killing? Like, I mean, like,
What constitutes a killing?
Yeah, well, but I never asked specifics. I never asked specifics to this friend.
It's a boat.
I never ever.
Somebody ever says they made a killing.
Got a boat.
Did you get a boat? Well, you didn't quite make a killing.
Yep.
You didn't quite kill nothing. You maimed something, maybe. That's all I had.
Okay, can we talk?
Right.
Okay, just okay. Let's elephant in the room. Okay, so
let's
talk about the indictment a little bit.
Yeah.
So I guess I just read that he's firing his lead lawyer because he thinks he's a loudmouth and
really?
Which I do not understand because I don't have cable anymore, so I don't obsessively watch. I don't know how to pronounce half the names that are being bandied about, but so got indicted. Whatever. Former President Donald J. Trump, Donnie J, as we call him on the show. He flew to New York today.
He did.
The best. So one of the funniest things that so he's gonna have to go to court. He's gonna have to be handcuffed. He's gonna.
I don't know if they know about handcuffs yet. They know he's gonna have to be fingerprinted and he's gonna have to be processed. Yeah, he's gonna fingerprint. He's gonna get what they're calling the most famous mugshot of all time is going to be taken tomorrow morning.
I hope that somebody I hope his mugshot looks like I don't know.
Garbage.
Well, yeah. I mean, I hope it looks like I don't know, like Phil Spector or something. I mean, I hope it's just really weird. But it's going to be famous.
Yeah.
People are going to put it up in their rooms.
That photographer's under a lot of pressure tomorrow.
Big
how they're
time.
gonna make him look. I think they're gonna.
I hope they're just like everybody else is like, get in line, turn left, turn right. And he's like,
I mean, it's Manhattan, so yeah, they're going to be like that with him. They are going to be like that with him. So it's going to be real interesting. Yeah.
Honestly, that's the most interesting part of the whole thing to me. He's going to get fingerprinted. He hates having his hands touched. Like he does. He actually said that handshaking is a barbaric activity. He said that in The Art of the Deal. He just fucking hates people touching his hands. So that's gonna be fun. The rest of it will be fun too, but
I think the one thing I'm gonna be looking for tomorrow is his mental state, how he because this is he never has to. I mean, he gets yelled at a lot. He gets called a lot of names, all of them well deserved. But this is the first kind of circumstance thing that he's dealt with. And, I do acknowledge that, is it the biggest crime in the world?
No.
Not really. No, it's a little thing. But, it's nothing new. He was the unindicted co-conspirator with Michael Cohen. Remember that from 4 years ago.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
They knew at that time that he had committed all these crimes in collusion with Cohen. We've known that for 4 years. Nobody pushed back against that. And now all of a sudden it's they're oh, it's political. Is it politically motivated? Of course it fucking is. You think and it's well deserved. It's absolutely well deserved. But they got him. It doesn't matter if it's politically motivated if it's legit, and it is legit. And he's it's going to be interesting.
And I was thinking about this today, because there's people who are well, he's going to say this, or he's going to claim this, or he's going to do this, or whatever. So I don't know if you guys have ever been to jury duty, but the thing about jury,
almost got out of it.
Can I complain that I've never been selected for jury duty?
I have never either.
Have you not really?
So irritating.
Almost in New York, but wasn't.
All right, so I think a lot's starting to click for me.
Every 4 months, a friend of mine gets called up. And it's and she hates it now, but I mean, I would love to do it.
Right.
I would too. Stay in a fucking, Spring Hill for, a couple weeks. That'd be great. But Marriott
You
property.
go to your fucking hotels. Oh God.
But the thing is, like, when they bring people in to do a jury, they're like, "You guys are here as peers of the person that's the people that are being on trial. The law is the law. The law is this. If you were up against this, you would be treated the same way by the jury, the prosecutor, blah blah blah." That's something that Donald Trump is not used to. He is not treated like a normal person,
Right.
And so, like, if he goes and starts saying all this bullshit about, like, this is like the travesty of justice, blah blah blah, everybody in the jury, maybe not everybody, a lot of people in the jury, if I was on the jury, I'd be like, yeah, no, like, you broke the law. You have to go through this process,
Right.
And I don't appreciate the fact that you're blaming us or saying that we're doing something or you're being put upon, because if I broke the law just like you, I'd be in the same situation that you are. But he is completely disconnected from that, any kind of
Yeah.
thinking that is like that. So he's going to learn real fast. I mean, Gwyneth Paltrow learned real fast to, like, show
Yep.
up at court and act like a regular
time.
person, dressed
She
like a
did.
regular person, and be like, like, this is serious shit, right?
Yeah.
And so, but he is not capable of that. So that's where the fun
No.
lies, right?
Yeah,
Like,
because that's what he fears. He fears being normalized. He can't look like. I mean, that's his whole thing is he has to look godlike to these people.
Yeah.
He is godlike to them. Like, he just stole the whole Jesus thing, and he's like, hey, I know you're invested in a lot. You're not seeing a lot of return. I'm a lot cooler. Follow me, and they did. And like, but yeah, he cannot be made to look like a normal person. It's going to be real interesting. I don't think there's going to be any chaos. I think you're going to have a handful of morons in Manhattan, but you always do.
I mean,
sure.
I think his thing is he will have to shut the fuck up and sit down and deal with a court case that he can't throw Roy Cohen at or whatever, like the way he likes to do business, right?
You're right.
Right.
You're right. You're
And
right.
first
Because he
off-
has to,
and the-
because a judge can tell him to shut the fuck up, and he has to, and nobody else has done that in his entire life.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting.
And no, except for maybe his father, but I guarantee you that, like, he can't get the kind of legal representation that he's ever going to want. He changes his mind all the time. Like, and no one will take him because he doesn't pay lawyers. I mean, like,
No.
like, he doesn't pay half his staff, like, so
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Is like, this is the least of the serious indictments that coming. Georgia, I'm
this is the
hoping is
softball.
next.
I know.
And
Yeah.
he cannot get legal. He can't get decent legal representation.
Nope.
I mean,
can't.
he literally has only the idiots that he vets, like that are like so. It's going to be a fun show. I think with this, like, combined with primary season, is just going to be goddamn glorious. It is going to be
If they broadcast this trial, which they probably will,
they're talking. I'm sure they're pushing. For
I mean,
sure
I will pick up fucking whatever cable package for a month, and that will be my whole thing.
Splurge a little.
Yeah, like, I'll be like, it's $70. I just gotta this is my whole life now. I'm just gonna watch this thing. So, I mean, I will. I mean, it's not as good as Super Bowl, but it's longer and it's more hilarious.
It's longer. Right.
It's true.
Anyway, I think we've effectively talked about it enough. That's fine.
No, we'll follow up. We're going to see what happens, and
we'll
see. Maybe the world will be a happier place the next time we talk.
Maybe.
Well,
keep hope alive.
I'll probably be more entertained, and that makes me
Definitely.
that is kind of where my optimism has been since 2016. Tyson is at least we'll be entertained. I'd be dead.
And I'm not entertained.
Yeah.
Never seen that movie. Anyway, go ahead.
You've never seen that movie? Really? Okay.
Drives my wife crazy.
All right. I've just got a couple. Out of curiosity, before I read this headline, if you guys went to, let's say the Hollywood Walk of Fame and to see somebody get their star, and one of the stars that was there spat out his gum, and then you took that piece of gum and you put it on eBay, and let's say that famous person is Robert Downey Jr., when Jon Favreau got his star on the Walk of Fame. How much would you sell that piece of gum for? Starting bid.
I mean, given that there's a realistic chance of cloning Robert Downey Jr. from that gum, do you think that intrinsically adds a little bit to the value?
I would say 500.
10 grand.
I would say
10 grand.
$500,
Yeah,
Smith?
10 grand.
10 grand. Okay, Smith wins. You can buy Robert Downey Jr.'s chewed gum for $40,000 on
moly.
eBay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Matt,
And
happy
I thought
birthday.
that sign was bullshit. Yeah.
Now, what is the provenance? Do they actually have a photo of him spitting the gum out?
They have a photo. They have the guy who picked it up in front of Jon Favreau's star holding it. So disgusting. With his bare hands, mind you. Yeah. And the eBay listing starting bid for the gum was $40,000, $147.47. The auction actually, I believe it ended last week, and I will do a follow-up as to who fucking bought that gross piece of shit. But yeah, this is what's selling on eBay right now. Hot commodity.
Wow,
I'm guessing if somebody bought that, they were like a DNA collector. Like, I'm sure those people are out there. So I'm gonna guess
there has to be, right? Like
they're gonna grow a little Robert Downey in a bottle, and
yeah,
it's gonna have a good period, then a really bad period, then a great period. So.
The real Iron Man is on the way. Yeah,
I'm just thinking, like in 1998, 1999, a vial of sperm would have got you like $50 from him, like on eBay. So like this is he's
progress.
So good for him. Good for him. Is what I'm saying. Like that's good for him.
Yeah, it's good.
He's spitting that shit out everywhere and homeless.
Yeah. Keep that man alive. All right. Colorado news. Smith, this is your podcast birthday present. Saved by the Bell stars planned Colorado reunion. Have you heard of this?
Oh, no.
I have not.
I will send this to you. But Mario Lopez and Mark Paul Gosselaar have signed on for the Fan Expo in Denver that starts on Friday, June 30th to Sunday, July 2nd at the Colorado Convention Center in downtown Denver.
It's a 3-day Saved by the Bell.
Well, it's not just Saved by the Bell. There's going to be other people like Christina Ricci will be there from the Addams Family, Vincent D'Onofrio, Daredevil. They have a presence. The Mandalorian, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
But
it's a lot of stuff.
They will be there. So if you want to,
I'll check my
Kelly
calendar.
Kapowski.
Well, the
now,
thing
who is confirmed so far?
Just the guys so far. It's just Mark and Mario.
Okay, but no.
Zach and Slater have confirmed.
Yeah.
Was Elizabeth Berkley? What's she up to? Is she not?
I guess they're in talks with her and what's her butt who played Kelly. Because my brother, I sent this to him and he was like, "I don't care about the guys. What about the gals?" And I'm like, "All right, well, fair. I'll keep you posted." Yeah. So TBD. TBD. And then in Hays, Kansas news, there's a new bar that opened up right across I-70 in Catherine called the Social Tavern. I don't know how smart this is. It literally looks like a bar that's in the middle of a field, which cracks me up. You guys should look it up. The branding isn't bad. Not going to lie. So next time we're in town, we may want to venture over to Catherine and check it out.
What is this place called again, Dawson?
It's called the Social Tavern Bar. And one of the folks who owns it is somebody I went to high school with, Brianne Salzer.
And did you hate her in high school?
No, I actually like Brie.
Sorry. Well,
I would announce if I didn't like her, but I wouldn't even plug her bar. But I like Brie. I think she was one of the nice people that I went to high school with. It's cool.
Cool.
Her and Ryan are doing good things.
Yeah, all right.
There's a fun little video that the local news made about it that I highly recommend checking out. Local news is just one of my favorite things.
It's a national treasure. Local news.
It really is.
I guess remember when like Hayes used to have a nightly news like 6:30?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Ingrid Olsen.
Yeah, she did. She hosted for a number of years. Yeah, and what was her? I forget the woman's name who hosted forever before that. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Well, I mean,
I miss communications TV commercials. That's what I miss
what's that
about
guy?
Hayes TV.
What was the guy? He lived down the street from my grandparents. Sorry, I can't remember his name. Dave Moody. It was his name.
Oh, Dave Moody.
Dave
Oh.
Moody.
He did it.
Holy shit.
He did a nightly newscast in Hayes. Yeah.
That's right. I used to be friends with his son way back in the day. I don't remember his name, Moody, but yes, same lineage. Father was a big deal.
Yep. Them's all I got.
All right.
Good headlines. Very nice.
Headlines of the week. Plugs?
Plug.
Yes?
Plugs.
Maybe?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
You, the ice cream manufacturer. You, the frozen food distributor. And you, the food retailer. Stand today in the midst of a selling revolution. For today, you're in a merchandising era of self-service, where display and accessibility are the key to successful merchandising. Yes, today's problem is merchandising. To sell in high volume for high profits, frozen products are impulse items, and impulse buying is primarily an emotional decision.
Plugs!
So, both. My wife's not here right now. Both dogs and both cats are in this room, and they're having a Mexican standoff. Or as they
I
say,
can see your cat mean mugging the dogs. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
or as they say in Mexico, a standoff. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh my God.
Cat doesn't want her to come in, and so she's meowing. Anyway, my whole life.
A day in the life.
Yep, pretty much.
I like it.
Okay, so season 2 of Clarkson Farm is on
Amazon?
Prime. It's on Prime. And Clarkson's Farm is Jeremy Clarkson, who was from Top Gear fame. He got himself canceled this year for writing some truly vile shit about Meghan Markle. Or is that her name? Anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got himself canceled 3 times in his history. He's not very smart sometimes. Anyway, he's also but anyway, he's got this show called Clarkson Farm. If you watch the first season, you'll like the second season. I recommend it. It's funny. He's an odd guy. We went and saw a movie Saturday night called Shazam! Fury of the Gods, which got totally shit on by reviewers. It got a 51% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I got an 85% viewer, and I'm in the 85%. I really liked it. It was really good. It's definitely for kids. Also, I mean, there's something wonderful about a little girl saying "Taste the rainbow, motherfuckers," which is just amazing. It's like the one, they cover up the F part, but it's adorable. Anyway, definitely, kids will love it. I actually thought it was really good because I like Zachary Levi.
Yeah, I like that guy too.
Yeah, and Judi Dench is in it.
That's cool.
Lucy Liu's in it. Yeah, so I mean, it's a pretty good movie. So 3 great records came out this week. Boy Genius released their first full-length record called.
Oh no shit! Okay,
called
Gotta check that out.
Boy Genius the album. It's a great record. So Boy Genius is Lucy Dacus, Phoebe Bridgers, and Jesse. Sorry, I'm blanking on the last name. Anyway, 3 singer-songwriters. But what's nice about it is they have combined their songwriting talent. So there's no. It's not like this is a Lucy Dacus song. This is it's not like that. It's a really nice record. The new Pornographers new record came out. It's excellent.
Yes.
Oh, I missed that.
That was one of mine. It's so good, Smith. Oh my God.
It's very good. And then the Whole Study came out with a new record, which is also excellent.
Oh wow.
If you
no shit.
yeah,
Wow.
it was a good week for releases, and if you like the Whole Study, it's more the same. But I mean, like they just keep getting better and better at what they do. So it's just really nice. And then my very much favorite plug is SNL this week had Quinta Brunson on it, the girl from
Oh, I need to see that. I love her.
Abbott Elementary, but she's also been on Miracle Workers the last season, and she was on. I've seen her all over the place. I saw her on an episode of uh, what's the name of that show? I don't know. Anyway,
Sounds like
well, it's the two girls, Comedy Central, the Slackers in New York.
Broad
know.
City.
Yeah, Broad City. I've seen her on that. I mean, she's been doing this for a while. She was great. She was fantastic. But before they started SNL, before they started the Weekend Update, apparently Michael Che came out and told the audience not to laugh at any jokes by Colin, and so you can just see him.
Excellent.
So he starts it out. He gets zero, like just little tiny, almost no jokes.
It was weird. Like we watched it, and I was kind of like, "What's happening?" Like I was like, they're not like, because they weren't like the best jokes, but like nobody was laughing. I was like, "What's going on?" But anyway,
and then somebody at some point goes, "You stink," and then at that point, like yelled at him, "You stink," and then at that point, Che, revealed to him that he had told the audience not to laugh at any of his jokes.
Oh, I love that.
That's
That's
pretty
pretty badass. Yeah.
Oh, it's fun. And they spend the rest of the time trying to recover from the whole thing. He's mad, he's laughing. It's hilarious. So it definitely was
that's good.
a great SNL moment. So anyway, I highly recommend checking out SNL this last week. So those are my plugs.
Hell yeah. Smith?
a couple. It's been a few weeks, and these aren't super new, but they've just started getting into them. So Perry Mason, season 2, started on HBO.
Yeah.
I don't know if either of you watched the first season, but
I
just
did.
really, really good. I don't know, just excellent television. HBO. It's like HBO drama. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what they do. It's an HBO drama. No, just really well done. We've gotten about, I think they're on like episode 5 now, so we're about halfway through, but it's continues to be excellent. And then I also watched. Go ahead.
So I was addicted to Perry Mason when I was in grade school and high school, like because it came on.
So was Jonas.
Yeah,
he loves
it
it.
came on. It was on TBS between 11 and noon over the summer, and you could just and like you only have to watch the last like 20 minutes of it. So I haven't watched any of the new episodes, but I'm super excited about watching them. But
you should watch it.
Everyone says it's great. They said it's not the same, but obviously it's not.
It's not the same.
That show was made in 48, 49, and 50. Like obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a very old show. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it is. We actually went back and watched the first season again because it's one of those ones you have to really watch it. Like it's a really watch show. Like because there's a lot of kind of nuance. But no, it's worth the effort and just good all around.
Cool.
Also, if I may, Smith, to add to that plug, I think they have some of the best title sequences
absolutely
ever done.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
actually,
really
better than Westworld.
Very simple.
Better than Westworld.
It's simple. It's different.
Okay.
Very simple,
yeah.
but it's effective and perfect. I love it.
It's a very pretty show. It's very pretty.
Yeah, very pretty.
And that's Rice Davies.
Pretty bird.
The guy. Who's the guy? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
What is that guy's name?
He was on the Americans producers. God damn it.
He was okay. He was the guy. He was the husband on the Americans. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
He's married to Carrie Russell. Sounds like.
Did they get married because of that show? Because they met.
They did.
Okay.
Hooking up.
Nice.
Matthew Reese.
Okay.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Good name, right, Smith? Good name. Yeah, it's a good name.
I think Reese Davies is actually the comedian. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. The guy from Flight of the Conchords, their manager. I think that's who I.
Oh yeah, that guy's fucking hilarious. I like him. I like him a lot.
Anyway, Matt, go ahead.
And then just one more I had was Outer Banks season 3. I don't know if either of you watched Outer Banks.
Not.
It's a little guilty pleasure of mine, but it's a treasure hunting show with teenagers, and they go treasure hunting and they find treasure and go on adventures. And
it looks like
I
CW
like it.
to me. I can't quite commit.
You know what? It's like fancy CW, Tyson. It's like CW. Well, we sort of spend a couple hours putting her up and make a it's not great, but I'm perplexed because it went from getting like high, kind of mid 80s on season 1 and season 2, and then its Rotten Tomatoes score dropped to like 30 something. And we've talked about how we don't always trust the Rotten Tomatoes. We think it's a good indicator, but we think there's some shenanigans also going on because why wouldn't there be? Yeah. There's more opportunities for shenanigans at Rotten Tomatoes than anywhere right now. So I guarantee you it's happening. I just know it's happening. And the opinions expressed on this show are my own and not that of JabberJaw or its partners. I know how to get myself out of trouble. And
yes, you do. Yes, good at it.
Just finished the third season, kind of on my last day of sickness, and I really enjoyed it. So it may have been dehydration, but I loved the ending. I thought it was a really good season. So if you watch that show,
is that the end of the show, or is that no?
It actually has been renewed. They're actually doing a season 4, so they actually got it renewed before the reviews came out.
Nice.
Good move, Netflix.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to I'm just curious. It's one of those things where it just wasn't like that drastic because there wasn't I like the show, but there wasn't that much to begin with. So I'm what part is lacking now that you haven't you were really into in the first season?
What has changed?
Anyway, right, and I saw that. And then it's cool. A couple of things I'm just really looking forward to watching that I haven't watched yet. But I love all things sort of video game history related, and 2 movies released this week about video game history, which is incredible. Tetris came out on Apple Plus, I think on the 31st. So that is if I'm able to, I'm going to try to watch that tonight. And then Pinball, The Man Who Saved the Game.
Oh, I saw that today. Did that just come out?
It did. I think it's available to rent. It looks like it's going to theaters, but it looks like it's on Vudu to rent. It's all on the major platforms to rent for a few bucks, but it's about
cheap. Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, right. Exactly. It's not like a $25 rental. It's like a $5.
It's like $4, I think, on iTunes. It's not bad.
I think it's about I think in the 70s, New York City banned, or not in the 70s. It was
New Jersey. It was New Jersey.
New Jersey banned pinball machines because pinball machines early on were a sort of hidden way of gambling. Like you would play a pinball machine and then you would win a token and then you'd take it up to your bartender and trade it in for a booze or $1. And
well, basically what they said was, sorry, I know a little bit about this. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Anyway. I was literally to myself, wait for it.
So anyway, what they said was that it was like Plinko. You can't, there's no way to play, pinball. It's just, it's chance. It's a game of chance.
There were no flippers. It was free. It was pre-flipper.
No, they had flippers, but what they did was they brought in a bunch of really good people that play pinball that could, bang the side of the thing, and not tilt it and move, and actually play the game in a way that they could change the way that it was just chance that the ball fell down.
Right.
And that's how the New Jersey Gambling Commission decided that it wasn't a game of chance. It was just a game. And so that's how it got out.
That's the movie. That's the premise of the movie. Yeah, is that sort of evolution of realizing that pinball wasn't a threat to our children.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Good job, New Jersey. Everything else you did was.
Yay.
I can't put my own gas and I can't play pinball. What the shit?
What is going on? This fucking state.
So yeah, those are my plugs for the week.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that band pinball thing. That's awesome.
Yeah, same. And Tetris.
Well, I promised to watch Tetris with Beth, so I'm saving that. But anyway, go ahead.
I like that you declared that on the podcast. So
I did. So she knows.
love it. All right, I've got some plugs. There's a new show on AMC Plus called Lucky Hank, starring Bob Odenkirk.
I was
Have you
hoping you were going to
guys-
talk about this. No, I have not yet. So
Oh
I
my
was
god,
hoping you
you
were going
guys
to talk about
both need to watch it. As someone whose mother is an English major and grew up with literally the Fort Hayes English department, it's basically that. Like Bob plays the chairman of the English department. He's having some issues. I'm not going to go down that road, but fucking great. It's a good mix of like comedy and drama. I believe there are 2 episodes. Well, we've watched 2 episodes, and I think the third one's coming out this week. But so far, excellent. So check that out. And then there's a new movie on. This is a soft plug, by the way. There's a new movie on Hulu called Boston Strangler with Keira Knightley and Carrie Coon.
Yeah.
The only reason I watched it is literally because of Carrie Coon. I freaking love her. She's a phenomenal actress, and she is way underrated. But it talks about these 2 female reporters who essentially like teamed up and found the Boston Strangler through all of these, avenues. It's great. I mean, Keira Knightley, not bad. She did a pretty decent job of hiding her accent for the most part. I don't know. I have a thing with her. I don't know what it's about. But Carrie Coon, excellent as always. So check that out. And then I'm about to plug a movie trailer, but you guys know why. There is a new movie trailer that came out last week, and I got super excited about it for Wes Anderson's 11th movie, Asteroid City. Pew, pew, pew. I love it. The color scheme alone, I am hooked. It is just a laundry list of new actors and some of his other actors that he works with constantly. Tom Hanks is in it.
Oh, wow.
Fucking Steve Carell's in it. There's other familiar faces like Jason Schwartzman, I think, is the lead, which we've seen him in a ton of Wes Anderson movies.
I mean,
I don't care. He's
every
fucking
Wes
great in them. Okay. I was waiting for it. Shut your mouth. Tilda Swinton, my boo, and Jeff Goldblum. So anyway, check it out. It's a great trailer. I've watched it 6 times.
It is a great trailer. It is.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you. Thank you both. I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna see it like probably 2 or 3 times in the theater. Anywho, I also wanted to +1 on Tyson's plug of the new Pornographers' newest album, Continue as a Guest. I also wanted to say they are on tour, I think, this year. And if you have not seen them live, you should. You should definitely get tickets. We saw them with their last album, Whiteout Conditions, in 2018 at Stubbs in Austin, and it was fucking great. Like one of the best shows I've ever been to. So check them out this year. And then I had a couple of restaurants to plug in Kansas City. I would like to plug the Strang Food Hall, which we did not go to, but we ordered from. Fucking great tacos. Highly recommend if you're looking for some good tacos after you've taken a bong hit. That's what you should get on DoorDash. And then there's a really excellent Asian restaurant called Blue Koi that Beth and Tyson are big fans of. I had like seriously the best duck wrap and probably the best pork dumplings I've had in a very long time, if ever. And what was that stuff that we got too, Tice, as an appetizer?
It was it's called crispy tofu with awesome sauce. So yeah, so they drop
so good.
They cube up the tofu and they drop it in the deep fryer for a second, get it crispy, comes out, and then they have this sauce they call awesome sauce, but it's kind of like a namchuk
for a reason, good reason.
Oh yeah, it's addictive. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Also featured on Diner Drive-In, all that shit. Triple D. For the fans.
Legit. Off the hook.
Out of bounds. All the fucking stupid shit that comes out of his mouth. And then, I just have some more birthday plugs because I feel like a lot of my favorite people were born in the last couple weeks. So
that's right.
Smith and his birthday yesterday,
and today is
my brother's birthday is today, who is also named Matthew. I think it's a great name. Also, this is the episode 85, and he was born in 85. What?
Oh my goodness.
Oh shit. Also, one of our patron saints of the podcast, Amy Sedaris, she was born on 3/29. She is 62 years old and 11-year-old at heart. So we love her. Don't go changing. That is it. We have plugged. No unplugs.
No unplugged.
I feel like, actually, you know what? I could unplug something.
Go
Do
for
you
it.
guys remember Creep Show?
Yeah. The movie or the show?
The show. So they've revived it on fucking AMC Plus because they have Shudder. It's like a Shudder thing.
Oh, right, yeah.
So Creep
it's not great.
Is it
Not good.
Well, the guys that did
No.
Creep Show originally, that was like Spielberg and like there's some like heavy hitters. Zemeckis, I think, was involved in the original. I have no idea who's involved with the new one.
I don't know either because I watched the first 20 minutes of the one with Ethan Embry and shut it off because it was just like,
I love
it was
Ethan
just a
Embry,
terrible.
so I am gonna
You
have to.
like it. Maybe I was in the wrong mindset because I had been
It could be
drinking
terrible.
tequila and
I don't
I
like
was
him
just
that
not.
much.
I really wanted to watch something great. And
I will plug something that Dawson suggested that we watch, and we actually watched it while she was sleeping at our house, which is Ghost Bros on Discovery Plus. It's a fun show. It's these three black guys.
I like Smith's reaction to that.
I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, I'll check it out.
Well, here's the thing about it. It's legit funny, and like it's also kind of funny. The inherent racism in the system, like of ghosts, because ghosts is a white people problem, and so having black people come in. Having black people come in and they're just like, they don't talk to every black person that probably lives in a haunted house would be like, fuck that noise, I'm out, but white people are like, well, it's historic, so we'll just be terrified, I guess that's fine, so it's really weird.
What is this on again?
Discovery Plus.
Discovery Plus. Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. Obviously, yes.
Obviously.
Yeah. That's where you find all that trash. Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
I love it. Those
fun.
guys are awesome.
It was fun.
That's why I think Discovery Plus is my favorite streaming platform, because it's just like wading through crap until you grab onto a life draft that'll entertain you for half an hour and then you're done with it. And it's just that's Discovery Plus.
That's true, man. They have so much content. It's ridiculous.
They have so much content.
Oh,
yeah. And most of it's shit. Like I did try.
It's terrible.
Remember that show we were watching, Into the Woods? I have been trying to find that. Because that is legit terrible, and
what the hell is that even about?
Well, we were watching it when you guys were staying downtown when we went to see Pavement. We were in our hotel room, and we were watching this show called Into the Woods, and it was like a very loose idea of, oh well, we went into the woods and we saw a Bigfoot or we saw a ghost or we saw a witch or whatever, and it was awful. Like just
but then they kept going back into the woods. Like that was the thing. Like they had this terrible experience, and this is like over like we only watched like one or two episodes. Yeah, so
they just
went back all the time.
I'm watching that shit.
Yeah, it was Into the Woods.
Right.
Yeah,
it was okay. It is so hilariously bad. It's like they're like, it was the worst experience of my life. So next April, me and my girlfriend went back into the woods, and we were like.
I had like the sort of like unsolved mysteries quality reenactments, which was great. The whole thing was good.
Yeah,
whole thing was
I'm
very
sold.
good.
Yeah, right. Done and done.
Yeah. We're easy. We're easy.
Yeah, if you're watching it with the right person, it's gold.
That's true.
Okay, all right.
It really was about the company. You're right, Tyson. It's not probably going to work. I'm going to try to watch it by myself, and probably not going to work this time. Probably like, what's missing?
I'll be there. I'll be there in a month. I'll be there.
All right, we'll watch it in a month.
We'll watch it. I'll find it and we'll watch it.
I'll get it queued up.
All right.
Excellent.
Good show. Great show.
Great show.
I think so. We'll wait for the feedback as always, but I'm going with it. Let's go with it.
Yeah, yell at us, people.
Yeah, let's not do it again. This was the third take tonight. I think we stick with this one.
Yeah, you know what? The first one was pretty good, but it was longer than this one. We need.
I'm
And
so
I'm sorry
tired.
about the whole
So
breakfast
tired.
sandwich incident, but
Yeah.
Anyway, this was better. I think we're gonna go with
Our
this one.
producers are really cracking the whip these
They really
days,
are.
so I
Sorry,
hope everybody appreciates that. Yeah.
Sorry, kids.
As always, we're here to fuel road trips and
That's-
Yes, we are, Tony Dreiling. And thank you for listening.
Thanks,
Thank
Tony.
you.
All right. Always a pleasure, guys.
Always.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. How do I turn this off? Oh yeah. In a minute.
Think about it real hard.
3, 4.
But at the same time.